Welcome back to the She Can channel, where we show what is possible. We interview women from all walks of life about their journey, how they got to where they are today. And I'm talking to Alicia Drabble-Castellano today, who's the founder of Single Swan. Alicia, thank you so much for coming on with us and telling your story today. Tell us what you do and how you got there.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me on. I'm very excited to be here, and I love what you're doing. It's yeah, really inspirational. Yeah, I was reading all about it, and I was like, that is such an amazing idea. So I know it's going to support so many women and other people. So first of all, thank you so much for that. Yes, so I'm Alicia. I am 47 years old. I am a former teacher. And I now have a small kind clothing business called Single Swan, where the pieces are handmade in South Wimbledon or hand printed in Range Park. So basically an hour away from where I work and live.
Alicia, you have a kind and ethical fashion brand. Tell us a little bit what motivated you to start that, and how are you doing on that journey? How challenging is it still in this day and age to do it like that?
Oh, that's a good question. So, um, it's just me. I run the business. So I'm lucky that I have friends and colleagues that come and help and support me in different bits. Um, and I think the kindness bit is quite easy. I was an early years teacher, so like for 15 years. So like I sort of, yeah, I practice kindness. I try and be kind as whenever I can. Um, not always. If you ask my kids, they probably would say, yeah, no, she's not always that kind. But I try to be kind. Um, and I try and be as ethical as possible, as transparent as possible. And so I work with an amazing local seamstress in South Wimbledon. Um, and yeah, we support each other, and it's not just a financial transaction. We talk about the highs and lows. Um, and yeah, she's amazing, and I'm really, really lucky to get to work with someone like her. Like, her attention to detail is phenomenal. And then my pieces, my t-shirts and jumpers, 100% organic cotton, ethically produced. And again, I'm really lucky to work with a small local business that print them. And again, I go and see them and, you know, drop the pieces and then pick them up when they're done. And I think because it's quite small, it's actually quite easy to sort of have that genuine connection. And actually, I love podcasts. And a podcast I was listening to, the Resilient Retail Club with Catherine Erdley, which, you know, she is phenomenal at supporting small creative businesses. And she was talking to Mary Portis, who is, yeah, phenomenal in retail. And they were talking about business and the future of business and the kindness economy. And Catherine said, well, it's human to human, isn't it, really? You know, traditionally people talk about direct to consumer or business to business, and Catherine said, actually, the future is human to human. So it doesn't really matter whether you're speaking to another business or whether you're speaking to the customer or whether you're talking to a supplier or whoever. It's sort of human to human. And yeah, so that's how I try and run it. And I'm lucky that everyone I work with sort of really has that sense of respect of each other.
Yeah, thank you, Alicia, for highlighting that. And thank you for telling us these beautiful words. The future is human to human. I love that. That's exactly what we envision here. And we really believe in that. And we see the power of it. Alicia, so what makes a fashion brand ethical? I wonder. So you source things ethically and sustainably, and you reuse, you use local businesses, you obviously have kindness at the heart of your business, which is a
Yeah.
beautiful mission to have. Um, how do you what qualities do you have, do you feel, that make you good at what you now do?
So I would say I'm very passionate about it. And like, it's the detail. So for example, when I first started, so I started I was a teacher for 15 years. So I started really learning about business, marketing, design, sort of, quite late in life. And it sort of was a bit of a baptism of fire, lots and lots of learning. And when I did courses on sustainability and ethical practice, and I was quite overwhelmed because I think it's the UN have 17 goals, and I wanted to do all of them, 100%. And I then realized that actually you've got to focus on one thing, work on that one thing. You can't do everything all at the same time. So for me, in my sustainable journey, it's zero waste. So no fabric gets thrown away. So for example, we make belts, like wraparound belts, and any fabric that's left over is used to make interchangeable straps for the jumpsuit, and scrunchies. And and I was lucky enough to have a work experience student earlier this year, and she was amazing at sort of helping me do a project about zero waste, and just different innovative ways of using leftover fabric. And I work, there's an amazing charity organization in Merton, in my borough, that is called The Wheel, and the person who runs it is phenomenal at that practice. So basically I go when I can, see her, and find out more about what they're doing locally.
Amazing, Alicia. And I saw that you did buttons as well.
Yeah, so self-cover buttons.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again, all of the fabric is used, and I do it myself, and it's really therapeutic to cover the buttons. It's you just focus on it, and I don't listen to any music or anything, and it's just focusing, and it's just quite mindful. Yeah, so it's quite a nice little job for me to do.
Alicia, what do you think are you most proud of to date in this
Um,
journey?
Okay, so I guess I'm most proud of my resilience, of learning when a problem comes up. And I know, like any small business owner will understand, like literally it's basically just fighting fire, isn't it? It's like that whack-a-mole arcade game, that one problem comes up and you solve it, and then you solve it. Yeah. And so I probably, like, my tenacity and resilience are probably the things I'm most proud of, that you just keep on going and you just sort of have to fix it. And and in terms of other things I'm proud of, I got featured in the Times twice, for my Evelyn belt, which is just mind-blowing. I was in the Ely's department store in Wimbledon. They're an amazing independent department store. Some of my pieces were featured in their fashion show. I've done pop-ups there, and I was invited by Google to go to a Grow with Google digital event, and have a roundtable discussion about how digital training can support small businesses. So I was like over the moon to be chosen to be part of that, and sort of share my
Amazing,
thoughts, my
Alicia.
ideas.
Isn't that incredible? I love that. So, what top tips would you give to women or younger girls who are really trying to be more sustainable in their wardrobe choices and what they buy? With Black Friday, especially coming up this week, I think this is a real discussion to be had with girls of all ages. What top tips would you have for them?
Yeah, so I would say find some people who are really inspiring. So Sophia Lorimer, who is the oh my goodness, I got brain dead.
Fine-tuned wardrobe. I'm having a live with
Yes,
her in an hour, actually. Yes, she's
she
very
is.
lovely.
Yeah, she is amazing. So I would say follow people like Sophia, who have that knowledge, and that you align with. Books, if you're into, sort of, there's another amazing person called Ursula de Castro, who is a fashion designer. She is the author of a book called oh my goodness, my brain has gone dead.
No, don't.
Um,
We will put it in the
yeah, it's
blurb.
about fashion revolution. And she is so passionate about sharing her thoughts on mending and repairing. Loved Clothes Last, I think, is the title of the book.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think as well, like, look at Vinted, look at eBay, look at look at market stalls. I think, you know, there's so much. One of the good things about the internet is actually you can get secondhand fashion, you know, and there's so many different varieties of it. So
Yeah.
those would probably be my top tips.
And by Single Swan.
Yeah. Yeah, that would also be good. Yeah.
Alicia, so tell us what's in store for you. What does your future look like? What are your goals, your plans, your dreams for your journey with Single Swan?
Yeah, so to carry on meeting amazing customers, I did a pop-up yesterday in Wimbledon, and I got chatting to lots of amazing people. And actually, Single Swan customers, they like the products, but I tend to find we have conversation, and it's all sort of ages, all sort of walks of life. But it's just that genuine passion of being kind, I guess, you know, and sharing, you know, your thoughts and your ideas, and your dreams. So that is gorgeous. I love that. And I'm also working on a piece of activewear at the moment. And you mentioned earlier about, is it hard sort of to do a sort of sustainable and ethical clothing business? And so that's where I'm at the moment, trying to source some sustainable fabrics that are planet friendly, but also work for activewear. So that is my mission, and that is my dream, to create something for women who do exercise classes or yoga, Pilates, and feel fabulous in what they're wearing. So yeah, that's my
Amazing,
it will
Alicia.
launch next year, hopefully. So yeah.
Well, that sounds super exciting, and I'm super excited to be able to buy that. And I would like to encourage all our listeners to go out and check out Single Swan
Thank you
and
so much.
to buy and to support Alicia. So thank you so much for talking to us today, Alicia.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.